Phone's not on. What up, y'all? The microphone's on.
Hello, Kerbo and T and Christy and RSB Champ and Captivated Nightshade. There's a lot of people.
So, who read the book? I read it like the first weekend.
Hello, Michael. Yeah, you read it quickly. I didn't start it, I think, until week 2. But yeah. I hope everyone had a lovely Christmas. I missed Friday's stream, so I wanted to say that. Yes, you too. I hope you had a good day and a good weekend. So yeah, what did you guys rate this?
I think I gave it a 3. Just like it was written well, but nothing happened, and it was kind of boring. It was like the whole time I was waiting for something like to happen, and then it was just kind of like, well, this is really. It was just weirdly written. I don't know if it was because it was like from the point of view of someone that just like can't die and can't like isn't human. I don't know.
Wow, 2.5. T gave it 2. What did I give it?
I guess I would give it less than a 3 because it was like it was below average.
So I have some thoughts.
Do you actually have thoughts, or do you have written down notes?
Both.
So what are the thoughts?
Let me look back. I want to see what I rated it originally, because I don't remember. I wrote 3 to 3.5. I would say 3 maximum.
Yeah, me too.
All right, so Captivated said I couldn't get into it, to be honest. I read it last year, so I'm foggy on it. I think I gave it a 3. When you read something about a god, you expect huge things. But she's not really like a god though. Like she's immortal, but she's like, she didn't have any powers besides like her witch powers.
But she's a god. She lived forever. She couldn't die.
She's not a god. She kept saying she wasn't a god.
I mean, technically her father wasn't a god either. He was a titan, right?
Yeah.
So
she was immortal, but she wasn't a god.
She was a god.
But anyway, my biggest thing was, like you said, there was no plot. Like, I honestly, how does this book have almost a 5-star out of like over 300,000 reviews?
I don't know, man. I feel like there's like some inflation going on here of like some padding of the reviews on a lot of these
of 300,000.
Is there anybody here out of like the 5 people that are with us today? Anybody actually like it, or if somebody is watching this later on, like, you know, not live, let us know, like, if you did like it, if you gave it like a 4 or above, like, why? Like, what did you like about it, like, and where the story was?
I feel like whenever I give books lowish ratings, like, I want to know what other people liked about it. Like, what am I missing? So my biggest thing, like you said, there's no plot. It literally, the whole time you're waiting to find out what the big thing is, because stories usually have like an arc, you know, like builds up, big thing happened, and then kind of like trickle down. And this had none of that. It kind of, the only arc that I can think of, and I thought about this after the fact, was maybe her powers and her turning into like oh, thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Her power, almost like her changing that woman. What's her name? She changed her into that monster.
Oh, Celia or something?
And then like
Sylvia?
Her
Selena?
later going back
Gomez?
and killing her and then getting a hold of the flowers again. There was like a mini arc-ish there. I don't know.
It was like a lot of short stories it was like, I guess you can kind of say like the author tried to take a bunch of like historic things and kind of cram it all into this one story and make it all make sense. But because of that, I feel like there was too many like little bits that...
There were just too much info dump.
It wasn't even that, because it wasn't complicated.
It was just because
simple.
The names are, unless you know Greek mythology, the names are complicated and like remembering all of the little stories. Like, she gave you like little background stories for so many characters, and I kept finding myself like,
another thing too,
who was this again?
To me was weird, like character, like motivations, like her brother like became a dick. Like he was like, they were like, she literally raised him. And then he just like was like,
screw you, I'm gonna go off on my own island
now, you know, like, nah, you can't come with me. I was just like, why not?
Yeah.
Like, why are you being so mean?
I don't understand. I think it's the fact that we can put 0.5, or we can't put 0.5 ratings. Maybe. I really do think they should put that. Her new phone keyboard's giving her trouble.
Who?
T. I think it was just too much and a little sloppy. Yeah, I mean, it's too much info dump on characters that were unnecessary. Some of the characters were necessary. Like the one that kept getting his liver eaten every day, and
Prometheus.
Yeah, I mean, there were some that I could see being necessary, but most of them weren't. It was just like, here's a bunch of random info about like this person that we're going to tell you about for 5 seconds and then never tell you anything again. And I feel like, again, there's no overarching story. And then the ending...
Actually, I'm going to plug this.
The ending was so abrupt to me. Like, I felt like I knew I was toward the end, but I was like, what the heck is going to happen? Like, okay, she went and slayed that girl that she created.
Her, like, sister or something? Cousin?
I don't know.
Cousin? Maybe it was her cousin?
The thing that really confused me, though, toward the end was, like, she went to the island where those flowers were.
Yeah.
And she collected them all? Question mark? Like, I feel, I maybe I got something wrong, but from what I gathered, she went to the island, collected all of those flowers, brought back a couple of them. She, like, destroyed or used most of them, and there was, like, one left, which I think she planted on Aiea, or whatever her island was.
Yeah.
And then she used some to create a brew that turned her mortal, so she could live out the rest of her days with that human, which was, to me, do you find that kind of weird that she would fall in love with someone like 18 years old when she was like 1,000,000 years old?
That whole thing. I mean, granted, she was already 1,000,000 years old when she fell in love with his father.
Yeah, it was just weird.
But I mean, it's like Edward and falling in love with Bella.
Okay, wait. And she ended up with her son's brother.
Yes.
Weird. Yeah, that's what it was. It was
half-brother.
so weird.
Yeah. Well, it was her lover's son.
So technically not blood related. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, still, it's just... But the thing is, I guess it's different for her because she's immortal, or she was immortal, or whatever.
But then at the end, so I'm guessing she used those flowers to create that concoction to make her mortal. And that's why she went and gathered them. Whether she destroyed the other ones or not, you guys will have to tell me because I missed that part. I even tried looking it up online and I couldn't really get an answer. And then she kills herself in the end.
It was legit. Like
what?
It was a bunch of short stories crammed into it. There was like climax, like every couple chapters, there was like, the big bad thing happened. Yeah. And then it's like everything calms down. It's like a big bad thing happens. Everything calms down. A big good thing happens. And then a big bad thing happens. You know, it's just literally like every couple chapters, that's what it was. And that's why to me, it was just never like, it was
engaging enough for like.
It was always like, oh, I guess that happens. I guess she's getting like, you know, assaulted now. And now she's making them into pigs. Okay, cool. Then that happens for a while. And then something else bad happened. It was just that, like up and down the whole way. It never like really climaxed, you know? It was doing this the whole time. And then I never like was like, wow, this is so cool. It was just like always like, oh, well, something bad's about to happen because too many good things have been happening for too long, you know? That to me, it was just like never great. But it was just always like floating around the 2.5 to 3.
I'm like one of those people, like I have to like a character. Like there was no character in this book that I connected to. And I don't even really need to connect to characters. It's like you need to have a character that you're rooting for or you like or you care about in any way, shape, or form. And I just didn't find that at all. Like I didn't care about any of them.
And this is why I never care about ratings as much. Like, you know, like the general like Amazon or whatever it's called. What's the thing that you guys always go on?
Goodreads.
Goodread reviews and stuff, like, because it's just like, I don't know. I feel like people are just jumping on the bandwagon, or they'll find one thing in the book that like what is it called? Like a thing to stand behind, you know, like, oh, this book's about women or whatever. It's about a strong, powerful woman, so I have to like it automatically. That's it. The end. So like, I feel like a lot of times books fall into that. Now, the next book that we're reading seems to be actually about a strong, powerful woman that may. I mean, it's based on a great series, so if it's anything like the series, it's going to be great.
So what I didn't understand...
It's going to be at least good.
So wait, okay, so T said, I don't remember about the flowers, no huge plot, all the book going in the book. Okay, yes. Didn't connect with any of the characters or even the book. I know T...
I think the most interesting part to me that I was just like, I want to know more about this, was the Minotaur. The Minotaur, yeah, and the whole like the father thing and all of that, and
yeah,
that was interesting. I was just like, oh, I just want to know this. Like, can we just
can we just
hang out here for a bit?
It was so anticlimactic though, because then like chapters go by and then it's like, hey, guess what? He's dead.
Yeah, it was just like, man, this happened.
Who went to go kill him? Someone went to go kill him. It was like a mortal that ended up killing.
Well, it's like not Achilles, but it's like one of those those old books.
But I was just like, wait, the Minotaur's dead? Like, how? When? So that was silly. And then I find it absolutely silly and ridiculous that at the end she kills herself. Because you already turned yourself mortal.
Just live it out.
Yeah, you already...
Just wait out the last of your 20 years, because they're in the past, so they only live to like 40.
You've lived...
Maybe 30.
Thousands upon thousands of years. Like, they kept saying how long it was, and like... It just kept changing, and I was just like, okay, well, she's like centuries old, and like I think she even said she'd been around for millennia. So it had been like...
What? So humans before humans?
No, thousands of years.
Yeah, but I mean, back then it wouldn't have been...
I don't know.
That's
she had been around for a long ass time.
I guess humans, yeah.
And then at the end, she's like, oh, I can't survive another 50 years living. I'm just gonna kill myself. I was like, what? Why? Why can't you? And plus, you found someone that you love, as weird as
Wouldn't it make more sense to just make them immortal?
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
If I ever found someone.
Because wasn't that the whole thing? Like, she thought that this magic potion that she made out of those flowers turned you into your true self, but really it ended up being that whatever you truly wanted them to be, that's what they turned into. So I guess she could have made someone immortal, maybe. But I think she mentioned at some point that she couldn't. I don't freaking know.
You didn't hear what I said, huh?
No, what'd you say?
I said, that's what I would do if I found somebody I loved.
Wow.
I know. Yo, your hair looks dope, dude. It's like reflecting.
Thanks.
Look how shiny. It looks like silver, doesn't it? Like right over here. Look at that. Oh, that's cool.
Hello, Billy.
Billy.
I wonder if the other book that goes with this book is any good. I can't remember the title. A Song of Achilles or Song of Achilles. I know, right? Like, I still want to give it a shot because I hear that book's even better. But if it's going to have the same issues I have with this book, I don't know if I want to waste my time. Like, if it's just going to be info dumpy. Then again, I know more about Achilles' story just from, like, movies and junk than I do Circe.
Hector!
So like,
is it that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I know a little more
That's
about
how he says it.
Troy and Agamemnon and like Achilles and Patroclus and all them.
And Hector.
Yeah. Like I know a little more about that, so maybe I'll connect to it better and like the story better. Because I knew absolutely nothing about Circe. But
also, Circe was kind of boring.
She was.
She was just like, emo, meh, the whole time.
Christy says, the one thing I really remember is her angst and love. That's really what stuck with me all this time, and her being stuck on the island and her cruelty of her parents. Yeah, so her parents were jerks. I mean, they didn't care about her. I also
don't get it. They're just like, yeah, go live by yourself. This is like,
exile.
Isn't that kind of like what she wanted? Because she like didn't like anybody?
Well, I mean, it's gotta suck being stuck somewhere and like
wait, was there like, what were they gonna do if she left? That's the other, I never understood the threat. Because they're like, this is the worst. Take this. Leave. And it's just like, it's like, why?
Well, now she doesn't have to listen to you every day. Like, in my mind, when she did that, it was like, or when her parents cast her aside, I was like, oh, they don't have to listen to you anymore. She doesn't. So, like, if anything, it's better for her because she doesn't have to deal with your crap. because they were always mean to her. But yeah, I feel like, so this one guy is the only guy she ever fell in love with, which I never felt any connection. I didn't care about any of her.
Well, no, she fell in love with what's his face too, the first guy she met.
Oh yeah, I didn't care about any of her romances stuff. I felt like the character development was like greatly lacking. Like I just didn't care. And I need to care about what's gonna happen. I want to get emotional when I read stuff, because otherwise it's like, what's the point? And I didn't get emotional at all. At the end, she kills herself, and I'm like,
so I'm gonna tell, like, if I this is not a recommended book for me.
No,
100%, I would avoid it. It's super boring. I don't know why people like it.
I mean, it is well written. That's debatable, because the writing itself, like one paragraph at a time, is well crafted. But as far as like an overall story, it's not really well written.
It's not,
because there's no character development. The world,
too much time travel. And by time travel,
like,
I mean like just time skips.
Time jumps.
Yeah. I don't like that. It's like, I like it if it's done right, but it shouldn't be done like every other chapter. It's like, well, and I get it. They have to do it because she's a god, and it's her whole lifespan, basically, right? This is the book of her life. But I don't know. It was just boring. It was just like,
T kept saying how bored she was throughout the whole thing.
I remember I didn't want to tell you how I felt.
Yeah.
When you finished, when I finished it, because I didn't want you to like decide before. Yeah. You know, I wanted you to come to the conclusion. But I did tell you. I was like, look, Meek, nothing happens. I'm just gonna tell you.
Well, I was
right
like
now,
at the end by that point.
nothing happens, and then you were like, yeah. So I'm pretty sure we pretty much all unanimously, is that the right word? Dude, I am on the roll today.
I'm like surprised, like with all these rave reviews, that none of us really loved it.
I'm so disappointed in the world we live in.
And people's reviewing.
Yeah, it's just like, everybody's just so nice.
They really are.
All right, so look, I watch this channel called Tesla Time News, okay? I know, getting off topic here. But
seriously.
People submit reviews of Tesla chargers all the time. Like every episode, there's or every weekly show that they do, they always have viewer submitted reviews of things, and they always give them extra, like it's always like it's a 1 to 10, right, or a 0 to 10, and it's always like an 8, a 9, a 10, a perfect 10. Like a 5 for a book review should be a perfect book. It should be like you never felt like bad about it. You know what I mean?
Well, that's why I've said this 1,000 times, that like YouTube, and especially like BookTube, is full of fake people. Yeah. Like, not everyone, mind you. Like there are, I'm finding more and more that people are opening up a little bit and realizing that they could be truthful, without being downright mean. I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about the author. I'm just saying something about this work that she did, which sucks, because you are critiquing someone's like life work. The book
sucks.
But everyone overhypes stuff, and they just like, they open book boxes and they're like, this is the best thing ever, and it's like, really, is it though?
Yeah.
Okay, I wouldn't buy that. Like, I wouldn't, if I saw that in a store.
This is why. I know that there's only like 5 of us, and you know, we're not super popular on YouTube. Whatever, who cares? F you. Anyway, people like when other people are excited about things. And it sells, right? It sells. That's the thing. Like,
but I feel like if you are genuine all the time, if you are then truly excited about something, people know. You know what I mean? Like that you are truly excited about it.
I feel like the numbers are better for hyping everything up, because then people just leave and then new people come in because it's exciting. You know what I mean?
T agrees. She says, "Yep, people are overrating books." I think it's just like a general theme. Like, I used to be nicer too. When I first started BookTube and I first started rating books,
nice.
Like, I was a little too nice. Like, I gave people way too much like leniency, and like I would find myself rating things higher. And I still do it though, like, because your initial reaction after finishing a book, I'll give it a certain rating. Like this, I wrote like 3 to 3.5, but you have to let something, like, you have to let that sit.
It's like Cyberpunk. I was really liking it, and now I'm just like starting to like be very annoyed with it.
Yeah, like you have to let it sit and let it like marinate in your mind, and then
like when we go to watch a movie.
Yeah, and then see how you feel about it. However long.
And then we buy it, and then we rewatch it, and we're like,
guaranteed. I feel like, and I've gone back and rated books up also. So like I've gone back and like looked at a book and been like, I gave this 4 or 4.5, but I can't stop thinking about it. Like I really think it should be a 5. I did that with 5th season. Remember, like I could never come up with something bad for it. So I don't know. I feel like if I were to go back and look at my Goodreads ratings, like I could probably change every single rating on there if I really wanted to. Quality over quantity, Kivox. Hello, Michael Alton. Hello, Fred. Yes, happy holidays, everyone. So that's me and how I feel, getting off my soapbox. Next book.
Yeah, let's talk about the next book.
We're reading Avatar: The Rise of Kyoshi, which is another super crazy hyped book.
And if you guys haven't watched Avatar, I don't know if you have to watch this before.
It's a prequel.
But yeah, so
you don't have to watch it.
But hopefully they explain what the Avatar is and all the nations and all that stuff. But hopefully you guys have watched the show because it's good. Just the Last Airbender is probably
also
the one to watch.
If you have a Audible subscription, this was free in the US like last week. So I don't know if it still is, but it's worth checking out if you like Audible.
Wait, it was? So you don't know if it's still free now?
It's still free, yeah.
Oh, okay. So
I think.
Then why don't you say that?
I'm sorry.
This is right now. It's the 27th. So if you're watching this later, 27th of December. So this, as of right now, it's still free. So yeah, go check it out.
Yeah. Well, it was free last week when I downloaded it.
It was free last week. But
you know
do you know if
so,
it's still free now? That is what I'm asking you.
I don't know.
You just said it was.
I said last week it was.
And then I said, is it free now? And you said yes.
I think so. I don't know. Basically, I got this on Audible like a month ago, and it was free, and it was still free a week ago, so there's probably a high chance that it's still free right now, but I'm pretty sure you have to have an Audible subscription to get that free book.
So you can sign up for one in our description. There's a thing. I think you get 2 free books, and then you could get that one obviously for free apparently too.
Yeah. And I mean, even the hardcover, I got this on Amazon for like $10 or $11. Like, it wasn't bad.
Is it a kid's book?
No.
Is it considered a kid's book?
No.
Is it young adult?
Probably.
Hopefully it's not a kid's book, because that would suck.
Give me the avatar, she repeated, or I will put you down like the beast you are. Tagaka spread her arms wide, telling her to look around them at the field of ice they were standing on. With what, little girl from the Earth Kingdom? With what, little girl from the Earth Kingdom, she asked. With what? Kyoshi braced her stomach, filled her lungs, and slammed her feet into the crowding bridge stance. A column of gray stone seafloor exploded up from the surface. This isn't like a synopsis.
No, it's an excerpt from the thing you can see here. She stood her ground.
After 9 years of desperate searching for the next avatar, the discovery of young, charming Avatar Yoon has brought stability to the 4 nations. That is until Earth Kingdom-born Kyoshi, Yoon's unassuming friend and servant, demonstrates remarkable bending during a mission to the South Pole. With the identity of the true Avatar at stake and the growing unrest among her allies turning into violence, Kyoshi is forced to flee the Avatar mansion with her fiery friend Rangi, taking more than the metal war fans.
That's enough.
And headdress.
That's enough. You're reading too much. Now
I
I already know everything about the book.
I skipped the whole bottom half.
I already know everything about it. I don't have to read it anymore.
What he said about Cyberpunk is so true. Christy said, I definitely rate things up because I want to be nice. I don't.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Ginny, okay, no, wait. If you haven't watched Avatar, do you hate yourself? I've seen all of Avatar and Korra. Last Airbender is quality. My husband might like that book. It looks YA. Any interest in the Netflix Avatar series? Now that they got rid of like the original people?
Yeah.
Probably not. I don't know. So yeah. This is the one we chose because we like Avatar. We never finished Korra. I got kind of bored, I'm not going to lie, with Korra.
Yeah, I heard it gets better, but it was one of those things that it just like...
Kind of like Attack on Titan. We're like, season 2 put us into a massive slump, and we were just like...
But then season 3 was like, oh, my brain just exploded. And then and now I really want to watch season 4, but it's only in Japanese.
So yeah, but we really liked the original Airbender.
Yeah,
I forgot
liked
like
it.
all of it.
I liked it, but I wish it wasn't on Nickelodeon because it was written very
Yeah.
childish, and there was like every episode there's a moral to learn, and it's just like
What I
wish-
like about this
wish it
though
wasn't like
is
that.
it seems like she's very Japanese. Like I
Yeah.
hope they bring like
like
Japanese
it.
like folklore and like stuff into it, but they probably
Avatar
won't.
has a lot of different things. No, they will. Avatar has a lot of like different.
I'm
cultures.
sorry, we're ignoring you because this is not a wand chat; it's a book chat.
Different cultures have like in Avatar, right? All the different nations are kind of like different
Race,
things.
not races, but cultures.
Cultures,
Yeah.
Inspired by different cultures. What did T say?
She's not ignoring you; it's because it's a book
Oh,
live stream.
got it.
And then they ask the same question again.
Got it. Cool.
So, the departure of the original creators, big loss for Netflix fools. I know, right? Hopefully it's good. So yeah, I'm hoping I like it. I don't know. We have the audiobook. We'll read it soon. What does it look like? Ooh.
Oh, nice. It's cute. It says Nickelodeon though on it.
Yeah.
Bummer. It's a Nickelodeon property.
Where did you see the Nickelodeon?
Right there somewhere.
No, this is The Last Airbender.
Oh, okay.
But it said Nickelodeon back here.
Yeah, in the back.
So I hope you guys.
I think the Ninja Turtles are also a Nickelodeon property. Isn't that weird?
I hope you guys join us. Hopefully, we'll get more people joining us with this book. I feel like it's something more people have read or will read. I hope.
It's
I don't know.
more general public friendly as opposed to the other one was more like
I don't know. I feel like
Avatar is pretty popular, man.
it is, but I feel like
And-
certain people would want to watch it or read it, and some people won't. I don't know.
Yeah, then watch, read it, and listen to it. Like, do all of them. Are there other books?
There's a sequel to this one, but I think
With
it's,
her?
I think it's only 2.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I would like.
So
yeah.
if we really like it, we could read the sequel next. Great. I may rewatch the series now. Nice. So that's it.
still want to watch.
Yes, feel free to join the Friday live stream. I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry, but DZEK.
Yeah, come back on Friday. And
It's 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so it's New York time if you don't know.
What'd you just say?
6 p.m., 7 p.m. Eastern.
We've been doing it for years now. How do you forget the time? It's 7 p.m.
7
New York time. Okay.
New York time.
So yeah, and we'll answer all your wand stuff, and that's when it's more general. We could talk about games and
Whatever.
movies and all. Complain about whatever we want to complain about. What did we talk about last time?
I don't know.
We're talking about like some. What was it? It was something weird. It was something weird. Anyway, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys.
I have a quick
Go
question.
pick up
Have you
that
guys
book.
read The Hobbit? And if so, would you consider reading it as a book club read? I have read it, and I personally don't really love Tolkien's writing. I know it's terrible because he's like a legend, but I'd rather watch the movies. Like, his writing is just boring to
And
me.
I wouldn't.
I know.
I don't like the movies at all.
I have read all of them. I've read The Hobbit and I read the original, The Lord of the Rings.
Too
but
much walking.
it's I get so bored reading
I like
those
the
books.
world.
Like, the stories are cool, but I wish he would just
Yeah.
like get to the point sometime.
Yeah.
He way over emphasizes on things, and like it's very slow paced, and it's very difficult for me to get into. However, I love the stories, so like in movie format, I like it. How's the Amazon gift card? I've only spent $25 technically, but I used all my other money. So we decided that I'm going to combine my regular gifted money and my Amazon gift card money and put a percentage on that. You're just evil, Meek, and Kivox is just wrong. You're allowed to like whatever you want.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I mean,
And
it's
you're
just
not
for me.
evil.
I can't get into those books. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just the movies, like I love all the characters. I think not all of them.
The
I
lore
like
is
some of the
cool.
characters, but I just like the movies are just so boring.
Movies or books, which you think is better? It depends.
Usually
Books,
books.
but I mean, some things are better in movie format, and I wouldn't want to read a 500-page book about. So that's fine, guys. It was a thought. All Lord of the Rings are all good.
Nice.
Oh no, wait. At Lord of the Rings are all good. I think they wrote at by accident.
All probably.
Okay. Now we'll leave.
If you like, you guys should really read some Brandon Sanderson if you like Lord of the Rings.
And then you can go back and watch all of our old live streams.
And then you can go back and reread Lord of the Rings and realize, oh man, Brandon Sanderson's a much better author than, yeah, because he's more modern. You got to realize, man, like it's like saying like, oh, Shakespeare, all of Shakespeare is so good. It's like, yeah, okay, yeah, it's good, but it's not really for me. You know, like I don't want to read Romeo and Juliet. I don't want to read any of those things, even though we were forced to read them and try to understand. I want a story that I could just like understand.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to like oh wait, let me separate the sentence into like
because
it's different.
Tolkien gets crazy about that stuff. Like every little character has this like crazy backstory and like all this information attached, and every race and every like.
I don't want to do research.
Dude, I really like when I
understand what's
read
happening.
those books, I was like taking notes. It was like school. It was crazy.
You will not brainwash me, Kivox.
Those are some of the few books I actually read. We did read Ready Player One. I feel like I would rate it differently now.
Yeah.
Because at the time, like,
yeah.
I
It was
really
new,
liked it.
and it was new, right?
different,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like, I don't feel like it lives up to the hype. And then from what I've heard about Ready Player Two, it just seems like literally they were like, here's a bunch of money, come up with some concept and like make a second book. It's like, I really feel like it's probably unnecessary. And from what I've heard, it's unnecessary. Did we like the movie? I don't remember really liking the movie too much.
Nah. The movie was like way worse than the book. Like the book
Yeah.
was decent, it was pretty good. The movie was just like, let's just take this idea and cram it into an hour and a half long film. And like the CG, the effects were all great. You know, that stuff was fine. The visuals were amazing, but the story was just like it was a dumbed down version of the original. You know.
He said the movie was bad. I love Way of Kings. Yeah, we still have to read the third and fourth one now. To be fair, Lord of the Rings was hard to follow at times.
Yeah.
Dude, it's just because your mind wanders. He talks about a bush for 30 minutes.
What do you think
It's
is
like,
Elantris is still your favorite?
I love Elantris.
But like for a general like recommendation,
probably the
Mistborn?
the way of the no, like I think as far as story and world building, either Mistborn or what's the last one that we read? The big books.
Oh, I forgot what they're called.
No, not Inheritance.
Inhale?
Inheritance trilogy is like, what's his face? Aragon, isn't it?
I don't know. See if anybody remembers. The thick ones with the shards and stuff.
Oh my god.
The shard.
Stormlight Archive.
Stormlight Archive.
So I really think those are just phenomenal. So
They're
I'm a
super
little
high
less
fantasy.
intimidated
Yeah.
because I hear it's going to be 2 groups of 5. So it's
For
going to
what?
be like
Stormlight?
5 books.
For Stormlight?
Yeah, because people are all like, there's going to be 10 books, so we don't want to start reading it now. But I heard that it's going to be like 5
one
books.
large arc and then another large arc.
I think so.
And by
So I
arc,
think
I
it's going to
mean
be like 5
story
books
arc.
and 5 books. I love that movie, but I felt like the story was told by someone who skimmed the book. All right, gotta go. Bye, Captivated.
Bye.
They should have made it into 2 to 3 movies instead of ruining it.
Of course.
Oh.
Yeah, no, that would have
Oh, wait,
been...
who? What?
Ready Player One.
That was way...
They should do that for all book movies. They should... Any book that's like... Even like a book like this, right? If they were going to do this, they should do a series or they should do, I think, take The Witcher. Imagine if they tried to do like the whole story
No,
in like
that's
one
difficult.
in one movie. That whole series in one movie. It'd be terrible.
But I liked the Aragon books too. No, I didn't like Aragon. Do you guys like Stephen King? I Maybe. I've only read like two or three Stephen King books in my life. Not very many. But I've seen a lot of shows and movies based on his stuff, and like that stuff is good. It's one of those situations like we were talking about before. I feel like
Dang,
Stephen King.
Look at your neck, dude.
I know, I scratch it.
Stop it.
I feel like Stephen King is one of those ones where like I would almost rather watch a movie or watch a show. Like 11/22/63.
Yeah. That was good.
Or
but that was
Shawshank
a show.
Redemption.
Again, that was a show though. Like the shows, you can really tell.
Shawshank Redemption's good.
Tell a good story.
Like, I don't know. I read It, which I read it in high school, which was a long time ago. And I don't really remember a lot about it, but I remember the movie was decent. We didn't see the second part though. But we've seen a lot of stuff based on his works. So yeah.
But yeah, I've never read any of his books, so I don't know if I like it. I like them.
He's kind of, so I get a little intimidated by his stuff because A, they're usually pretty long, and B, like everyone says the endings are trash to like almost all of his books.
Endings are the hardest part of a story.
So what he does though is and Brandon Sanderson, if you don't know, has like a series on Netflix of him teaching how to write. Yes, Netflix.
That would be nice if they did it like an official thing.
It's not
the
highest quality. It's not the best quality.
I would watch that if it was on YouTube.
But it's so interesting. Like I would love to watch it with you because like he teaches classes on writing at some university, and like he has like a series on YouTube where he has portions of his classes, and they're so interesting. And he even says like his style of writing is like he maps everything out ahead of time. He has everything figured out. He knows exactly what's going to happen. But Stephen King just goes into a story and he's like, oh, the characters are going to write the story. And he just keeps writing based on whatever initial thought he comes up with. So that's why the endings, I feel, probably kind of taper off a lot of the time because it's like it's not premeditated. And when you do that, you can't really set up little things in the beginning for like big endings.
It's like J.K. Rowling and how she says that
she created the last chapter of the last book.
I don't believe it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So
if you go back to like each of the books, certain things don't make sense.
Yeah.
You know, like why did Voldemort do that? And why did he do that if later on you find out this whole thing, you know? So.
Hello. Hold up. Have you seen The Expanse? Because those are books too. I have not. 11/22/63 is an amazing book. And he tends to have tons of point of views. See, I haven't read enough. I read Carrie, I read It. And then maybe the only two things I've read by him.
But who is that? Is that Brandon Sanderson
No.
Stephen King?
I think
sure?
Stephen King. I don't know, T. Are you talking about Stephen King or whatever? Who are you? I got your live stream and suggestion. We are. We mostly do like nerdy stuff and.
Well, we're doing who we are right now. All right. Sorry if you got a suggestion from us. You can go if you want,
or you could stay.
Or
if
you can
like
stay.
Books and you want to talk about
It's a
books.
free country, or at least where we are. But YouTube.
Oh, Stephen King has tons of point of view. Yeah. So I don't really know. I can't remember now, but I think those are the only two books I read by him. And I don't remember. What's your favorite book? That's a loaded question.
Elantris is probably yours. You loved that book.
I did love it.
For some reason.
It was great.
It was great. I really liked, what's it called? I like the Sufficiently Advanced Magic books. Arcane Ascension. They're great books.
T said, I hate you, Kivox. Did you crack something?
I cracked my knuckles, I think. It wasn't my neck. I didn't actually get a crack. I tried. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys.
Yes. Hopefully you guys join us for
The
Rise of Kyoshi.
Hopefully our next book
gonna be
is good.
January 31st.
Wow.
So you have a long time to read this book.
Yeah. And it's not that book. How big is it?
That's like 400 and something, I think.
Yeah. 430, 441, looks like. 42. At least our version.
It smells delicious.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Did we work out today?
Hell no.
Yeah, this looks like a workout shirt, maybe.
Yeah, see, I'm wearing my workout sweater.
No, we're gonna start working out soon. Today is... I did a whole jigsaw puzzle in one sitting. 2 sittings, I lied. And it was amazing. I don't know if any of you were here for the Friday stream, but Nicole suggested this puzzle company called Magic Puzzle Company. It took us 3 targets to find it. Granted, we didn't really go out of our way because we were at a place far away and we just went to Targets on the way home. But anyway, I found all the puzzles and I did one of them last night and today, and it was awesome. And I listened to some audiobooks and did the puzzle, and we've been like really lazy today, so we're gonna finish doing some YouTube stuff. And yeah. Have you read Ichabod by JK? No. Is that real? T says, "It feels so far away. Get to it. You said we had to motivate you."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching.
I highly recommend The Expanse as a TV show. It's the best sci-fi I've seen in a long time.
Oh, it's a show.
I never heard of it. Where is it,
What is
though?
it on? Netflix,
Yeah.
Hulu, regular cable? Because we don't have that. HBO.
Oh, yeah, we don't have cable, so if it's on cable, we're screwed.
Thanks for watching, though.
Let's see if they let us know where it is.
Say bye, Meek.
By Meek?
Oh, I gotta stand up. My back hurts.
You need to make us food.
I know. I'm just waiting.
Bye. Have a good day, everyone. Amazon Prime. We have that.
Okay. What else? What else is good? Utopia was pretty good.
The Boys.
It was weird. Obviously, The Boys. Nobody needs that as a recommendation. You know, everybody already knows about it. Bye, guys.
Bye.